If my mom sends me on an errand to go get something or to go and fetch water, so I'm going to drop my bucket somewhere to go and see my boyfriend.
Don't take his part.
So at school, they used to call her my female boyfriend. So because anytime my phone rings, if I ask my friend who is calling me, you know now, is your female boyfriend. That's my mom.
It's another day on episode 3. I'm super excited for today's show, and I promise you guys that today's show is gonna be excellent and superb. And I did not just bring anybody, I brought an excellent lady, someone who has walked through the fire and come out stronger. Today she's going to be sharing her experiences with us, and she's going to be showing us what it looked like growing up for her and how she has been able to navigate life and what she has to give to anybody out there who is also finding herself or himself in such scenario, and how you too can come out stronger. So please join me, drum rolls, as we welcome Miss Gift Ubani. Thank you so much for joining us in today's show.
Thank you, Pamela, for inviting me. I appreciate this.
So please, we would like to get to know you better.
Okay, thank you. My name is Gift Ubani. I am from Abia State. So I'm so proud of my state because of my current governor, yes, Alex Otim. So that being said, I am actually a serial entrepreneur. I am employed as I work as a digital marketer and a social media manager, as well as the brand manager, yes. I am also an Oriflame consultant, so anything skincare, luxury fragrance, I'm there for you. And as well as my small business which I manage, which is fashion, accessories, polos, your footwear, your handbags, and every other thing. So I have to make ends meet. Thank you.
Please come and patronize us. So Miss Gift Ubani, I'm so happy that you're joining us in today's show. So guys, today we're going to be talking about how our childhood experiences formed or influenced who we become as adults. And as I was going through your profile, I noticed that, you lost your dad at a very young age.
Yes, I did.
What was it like growing up with a single parent?
What can I say? Anyway, anyone that knows how it is would know that it's not really easy. So actually, I lost my dad, I think at the age of 10, yes. So we were actually in Lagos State. My dad developed an ill health, stroke to be precise, and then it didn't take up to a few months. They were not calling my mom for us to return to the village and all that. So my mom had to take all of us back to the village, including my dad, so they can look for a herbal tradomedical care for him concerning his ill health. So it didn't take up to, I think, 2 years. My dad passed on to the great beyond. So this was in 2003, I think so. So since then, it hasn't been easy growing up. Yeah. So with my mom has been the father, she has been the mother, she has been everything. However, though she get little or no support from people, but she has been the only one. She has always been a resilient woman. She has not been someone that has been sitting at the side. No, she doesn't sit to do housewife duties. No, she has always been she's been a very hardworking woman, right from even while my dad was very much strong and alive. So that's made her not to really feel the weight of everything on her shoulder. So my mom ensured that we all go through school. Yeah, so at least we have like 2 graduates and other undergraduates as well. So my mom really did a good job.
You have a very, very interesting bio, and I have seen how you carry everybody along in the workspace, how you have this charisma and this level of leadership that I admire so much. Watching your mom train up your siblings and yourself, what was it like as the first child and the first daughter? I mean, you should have picked 1 or 2 things from her. So please, what did you learn from her leadership skills, how she was able to play the role of a mother, the role of a father, and also a big sister to yourself? Yeah.
Okay, so my mom is one person that she doesn't take nonsense. Not at all. She doesn't. So I could remember then when I was still with her, yeah. So she would go to the market in the morning. She leaves the house at latest 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. to the market, and then she comes back home 6:30 p.m. She doesn't miss her time, unless there's anything that happened that made her come back late. So she's always taking that risk of going to the market very early in the morning, and then she come back in the evening. So then you dare not stay outside. My mom gets back home. What are you doing outside? You're going to explain yourself.
How?
Yeah, so you dare not stay outside till 6 p.m. You don't try it. And also, you dare not stay on the road, maybe speaking with a man, a boy, and then you see you sight my mom from afar, or you see her pass you, and you don't move. I'm sorry, is your name. So I can remember this. I had a boyfriend that time after my secondary school. So I had one boyfriend.
Wow. This is getting funny.
So I had one boyfriend then. So I could remember then. I used to sneak to go and visit him. Maybe if my mom sent me on an errand to go get something or to go and fetch water. So I'm going to drop my bucket somewhere to go and see my boyfriend.
Don't take his part.
So please don't do that. So I was going to because of the fear of my mom. So you dare not tell her that you have a boyfriend. So I can remember that when my mom found out about that guy, oh God, my mom dealt with him and also dealt with me. So I dare not. So who bought monkey? Like who dash monkey banana to stand on the road? See your mom, see my mom, come back, and you have the mind to stand on the road. But at some point, he started loosening up. Yeah, she started loosening up, allowing me specifically to free myself and then not be too overprotective of me. Yes, actually that side of my mom really helped me, because at some points, even while I'm living on my own now, if I'm outside till a certain time, like if I just went out to have fun, not when I'm at work, maybe when I just went out to have fun, some certain time I'm not going to be comfortable outside anymore. I just want to go home, unless I'm actually around people that I trust very well. Yes, and not just that also. So that anywhere I'm going to, even up to now, I'll have to tell my mom. I'll call her that, okay, oh, mommy, this is what I'm doing, or this is where I'm going to, and all that. Yeah, so she's aware of most of my friends. She's even aware of the time I used to leave the office most of the time.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's my best friend. My mom made herself our confidence. She ensured that we are safe with her, even though we were scared of her. But at some point growing up, I understood my mom very, very. I had to understand all the things she was trying to do then. So my mom became my confidant, because there was one thing that happened to me one certain time. I knew that if it's not my mom to speak to, I can't speak to any other person. Yes. So even though I have a friend I trust very well, yeah, she's my best friend, but my mom still gets better part of my gist. Yes. So I tell her everything, though not everything too, because there's still something I know I can't still tell her, because I might not be proud of it yet. But
yeah.
But I tell her almost everything that happens to me, and she's always ready to listen and always ready to offer her advice.
That's very, very beautiful, because I realized that most of our mothers, especially the ones that had to go through life in a very tough way, sometimes they find it hard adjusting to certain roles, like being a mother, being a father, being a sister, being a friend. But then it's beautiful seeing someone who was able to be all these things and still do excellently well at all of this stuff. And yeah, it really rubbed off on you, and I must say it's very, very amazing.
At some point in school, they used to call her my female boyfriend. That's what they used to call my mom, my female boyfriend.
People that have mothers and their besties. I don't know how people do that. Yeah, so, I have not tried it.
Yeah, at school they used to call her my female boyfriend. So because anytime my phone rings, if I ask my friend who is calling me, you know now, is your female boyfriend. That's my mom. So that's how close she is to her children.
Yes. A big shout out to her.
Thank you, mommy. I love you, mommy.
So once again, this is Unlearning Us podcast, and if you're just watching this or just joining the video now, I want you to do 3 things for us. Please kindly like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we can keep bringing amazing people to this show, and then please share this video to your friends and colleagues so that they can also benefit from this video. So please, let's move on to the next question. Okay. I believe that there were things or experiences that you had as a child that somehow influenced who you have become. Right, there were those should I say tough times that shaped you in a way that you know that even as an adult and those experiences have been like years ago, but you've not been able to separate yourself from those life choices that you made during those tough experiences, whether funny, sad, emotional, or whatever, that you learned something from,
Okay,
that
yes.
you're willing to share with people. And because I believe there are a lot of persons out there who are also going through the same thing, maybe young people who have probably nobody as a guide in their lives because they feel like, oh, maybe there's nobody, or maybe they have parents who are not really very much present in their lives, and it's very rare to find someone who is willing to be your mother and your father, even when they're not connected to you by blood, right? So we learn these things by literally hearing people's experiences and realizing, oh, this person experienced this, and I'm also in this particular scenario, so I can grab one or two things that's going to help me.
No, there was a time I had this I was in a relationship, so something happened, everything fell out. So okay, something happened and then it's birthed a child. So, and the person involved was acting nonchalant, yes. So my mom tried to step in. You know, as a woman, she has limited power, but she tried all her best. Even till tomorrow, that person cannot pass my mom on the road because he's always scared of my mom. However, my mom tried to see if there's something that could have come out of it. She tried her best, but because, you know, probably because there's no father figure in my life, you know, there's this vacuum that is always open whenever there is no father in a family, you understand? So I believe that if my father was very much alive, this wouldn't have happened. And also some kind of choices, maybe like my school choice or those kind of a thing that I made. So I still believe that if my father was alive, there are so many things that even where I am today wouldn't be where I would be.
Let's say you are to go back in time and give your younger self, your 20-something-year-old version, a voice, what would you tell her?
Okay. Anyways, I will tell my younger self, yes, please listen very well. I will tell my younger self to, first off, you're not too early to make money and you're not too late to make money. As a woman, you have every right to be independent of your choices and of your finances as well, because nobody is out there to help you. Always put yourself first in whatever you want to do and ensure you make the right choices as well. Just try your best, no matter how difficult it seems. There's no excuse for doing anything wrong.
And I think it also boils down to having the right people
Around
in your life
you.
that you work, because from your experience, it was more like your mom was always there to, you were more accountable to her than anybody else, and it helped you to not make certain mistakes that you regret for the rest of your life. So most young people like to cut their parents out of their lives. I don't know why.
Yes, I don't know why.
It's something that we need to actually, be intentional about. Carry them along. Sometimes your parents can be very dramatic.
That's what I wanted to say now, but I can understand, because I've seen mothers that are not even ready to listen to whatever your child have to say. What you just want them to do is that thing you're telling them to do. You forget that your children still have every right to explore. We never explored as children. We never explored. However, my mom had to start loosening up, and my siblings, my younger siblings, because they started staying with me while I was in school, I allowed them a bit, not all the time, but just to understand. And at least at 17, at 15, our last one was a graduate from secondary school. At 17, she was already a graduate from a culinary school. So you see, they were able to explore some things that at least some kind of opportunity I didn't have during my own time. I allowed them have it. So with my own advice to my mom and my mom's support, we were able to make it happen for them. Yes.
So because this is Unlearning podcast, and we always take our time to say one or two things that we've come to unlearn about ourselves, right? Maybe one or two things that we were told while growing up, that you are this, you're supposed to be like this, you're supposed to be like that, all of those stuff, right? And now that we are much older and we're much more informed, we try to unlearn those versions of us or those truths that were told us. Is there something that we've been able to unlearn about yourself or about life generally?
Okay. I started fending for myself when I was very young, even before I got to 20. I I've already started fending for myself. So when it comes to unlearning, I don't, because I wanted to say maybe making my own money and being very financially independent. I've always been like that. I've always been that person that doesn't depend on anyone, because that's what my mom is. My mom doesn't depend on anyone, even though she expects you to give her, but she's not dependent on whatever it is you have to give her. Yeah, so I've always been fending for myself, because I started staying with some family. Like I stayed with this person for a year, I stayed with this person, I moved to Lagos, I was able to maybe stay with my family, one of my family, and then I left, I got my own place because I love my space a lot. So I think if I had wanted to say maybe be financially independent, that is something I've already learned before I became 20. So I started fending for myself. However, there's what I would say that I'm relearning now, that I've actually unlearned and I'm relearning now, is maybe knowing how to handle my own business and all that, because I had the opportunity to handle a business while I was in a business hub. When it comes to children upbringing as well, I've actually learned that it's good to at least sometimes you allow your children explore, allow them say their mind, let them tell you what they have in mind, let them be free with you to say something. This is what I'm saying right now. Before, I can't tell my mom so many things, some things, but recently I tend to find that closure. Like not just recently, like a few years back, I started finding that closure in her because of the way she stepped in for me. Because I was scared, but when she stepped in, I knew that no, I have a mom. Like I have a confidant, I have a protector, I have a shield, and I have everything that I want in a mom.
So someone who's always got you.
So I learned that at least, even though they make the wrongest choice and all that, scold them, but still bring them in and let them understand the reason you're scolding them. So don't just scold them and push them away, or you scold them and then trash them, or you don't even scold them at all. Always scold them, but let them know why you're scolding them. And while you're doing that, always allow them to explore some kind of choices. If they say this is what they want to do, allow them do it and let them make mistakes in it, and then find their feet from there. So they will decide if they want to do it or they don't want to do it. So that and so many more as well.
All right. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me and for agreeing to be on the show. You guys, you don't know what it took me to pull her to this place. And I'm so happy, and I believe that you have learned one or two things. So thank you so much for joining us in today's podcast, and please invite these people to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
So guys, please, it's going to mean a lot to us. You like, you share, you comment on our video, and ensure you subscribe. So don't forget to patronize us at Disease Signature. Bye.
Follow her also on all her social media handles at Gift Ubani on TikTok, on Facebook. You. And my name is Janet Ugochukwu, your host for this podcast. Thank you so much once again for joining us on today's podcast. I'll see you guys in the next video.